off. Today is day 332 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on with project number 7, Quest for the Holy Grail. We had just started last night. We set up our basic initial kind of file setup for this project. General consensus, probably won't need JavaScript for this project. It's an option. I'm sure we could find a way to tie it into it. But in the meantime, it really seems like a lot of this project will be mostly the HTML, but specifically the CSS portion, especially focusing on things like Flexbox and even the CSS grid. So, since this is only day 2, we are going to kind of fire through the instructions once more just to get a better feel yet again. So, yeah, good times. From the top, Quest for the Holy Grail. In the last several projects, you've focused pretty heavily on JavaScript. For this lesson, you'll get a little break from that, and we have an opportunity to focus more on CSS. Before you begin, story time. In web design, the Holy Grail refers to a web page layout which has multiple equal height columns that are defined using style sheets. This layout style is commonly desired, although the ways in which it can be implemented with current technologies all have drawbacks. Because of this, finding an optimal implementation has been likened to searching for the elusive Holy Grail. The layout described looks something like this: header, content, menu items, add, and footer. The real tricky part of this equation is the equal height columns to the right and left of the content box. In the past, developers might have used tables, faux columns, JavaScript, positioning, and other methods to achieve this result. Most of these solutions, however, felt like hacks and workarounds. So for a very long time, achieving this layout was quite frustrating. That is until our friend Flexbox and later Grid came to the party and changed everything. Specifications: create a layout similar to the one in the image above, which includes a header, footer, and multiple equal height columns, at least 2. I think we'll shoot for 3. Super dry lips. No idea why. Anyways, continue on. Extra credit using extra credit. And yesterday, using media queries ensures that your layout is responsive on mobile phones. Take a look at the example and try resizing your browser. Try resizing your browser window to see an example. Notice the layout changes when it hits a certain breakpoint. So, as I believe Cecil pointed out yesterday, yeah, we really won't need JavaScript. I was thinking we need JavaScript for the functionality on when it realizes that breakpoint for the dimensions of the window change and the contents shift or react. I was thinking that would probably be related to JavaScript, telling it to look for certain things. Nope. All CSS. And Cecil also mentioned media queries. All of that, ta-da, here, media queries. It's all making sense. So let's go ahead and give it our best shot. Now, what are we currently looking for? At the moment, we opened up our project. This is the example project. Ta-da, pretty damn cool. We did the resizing for the windows. It's kind of a nightmare with my current OBS setup to shuffle things around. But nevertheless, that's what we're shooting for. Currently, as it stands, here is my code. Good. And clickety-click, and we're pasting. Ta-da! Beautiful. All right. Here we go. What do we need or want to do first? Probably something with CSS. And probably... Oof, probably something with... I think CSS Grid is going to be our friend in this scenario. If I could only remember how the hell it all works. CSS Grid Garden. So main is the window. I don't know if I should break up the main window or if I should break it up based on... I should break it up based on the components. I should do a header section, a menu section, a content, an add section, and a footer section. I should have all 5. Yeah, I want to be that guy. Let's have all 5 divs. Main can contain them all. But there should be divs for all of that noise. Stuff here. Let's do div 1. Well, we'll call it, we'll name them as we go. Header. We'll put this inside there. Cut. We'll call it header. Header. Nice. Div 2. So we have header, menu. Ooh, what are we looking for here? In H3? H2? I think in H3. Menu. Followed by content. Something content, right? Div content. Oh, no. Here is the H2. Content, yay! Nice. Followed by what else? We will have more stuff in the content window and we'll add more things to the menu section, but in the meantime, this is just kind of a ongoing bit, if you will. So, div, add, div. Is that right? I don't really remember. We're just going to go with our spidey senses in the meantime. Add H3. Yeah. 4? Not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, H4. Add. And div again, which will be footer. H3. Feel like we're missing something. Menu's gonna be H5. It's gonna be H5. No. Header, footer, content. Oh, God. Maybe they should all be equal. This is not important, Steven. This is not essential. Put the footer in, be happy, move on. Alright, H5. You know what? It's gonna look weird, but no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I'm crazy. Just let me suffer. H3 footer. Footer. 4 and 5. Okay. There we go. We're good. We're good. Save. Back to this. Fresh. Ta-da. Be-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Now, from there, we can add things via CSS. Now, I don't fully remember everything. Grid garden. Let's just jump to lesson 1. Grid garden. Grid template columns. Columns and rows. You give the percentage of how many you want. Well, that right there out of the gate will cover a lot of ground. So we've got garden. We have display grid. Grid template columns. It breaks up display into the sections. Then it breaks up the rows into that. Then water, we're adding to a different area. Poison. 2020. Blah, 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 blah. Well, with the columns and rows, that should be fairly straightforward. My concern now is that I added the 5 divs and how they fall into place regarding those. I think here is where we indicate where we want the content. So we would have, main display grid, break up main into columns, but then from there, we would do header would be column start whatever, right? Or row start whatever it needs to be. Column start 2 span. This will work. Just a brief refresher. Let's go for it. Let's live dangerously, shall we? Span 3 to 5. Yeah, look at that. That has content written all over it. Yeah, okay. Cool. So let's do this. At least momentarily. Display equals grid template columns I guess we'll have it broken up. It seems like breaking it up into fifths would be best. Maybe that's sixth, but I'm trying to gauge the sizing of it. It seems like it's broken up into fifths. 20%, 20%, 20%, but the content is the middle 60% 60%, the middle three columns, both from the vertical rows up and down and the columns left to right. So I think we want to do 20%, 60%, and 20%. Grid garden once more. Grid template columns, 5 rows of 20 versus 3 rows of that, followed by grid template rows. See, I think we'd be able to do grid template, and it would give us both the header and the rows. We'll continue down this path though. Yeah, definitely down this path. So 20 and 60 and 20%. Let's go ahead and save that. Refresh. Things are happening. Let's add border. Border 2 pixels black. Is it solid 2 pixels solid black? Or black solid? Solid black. Well, that's the outer border. I wonder how we do the inner lines. I don't think we can or are because we're dealing with main. I'm pretty sure we've botched this already. How did they get inspect Spectre gadget fan plot? Well, I just want specifically the lines, styling. Maybe it's box shadow. That's probably what I'm noticing. Fascinating. Hey, Toasty. Good morning. Portfolio? Not quite, not quite. We are on the hunt for the Holy Grail. The kind of ratio for the desired layout of web pages. So this is what we're shooting for, and then it changes with the size of the window. Especially for mobile, it really shifts, it kind of stacks. But in the meantime, regardless of the window size, it maintains its perspective and dynamics up until a breakpoint. So now we just set up the grid. See if we comment this noise out. Save, refresh. This is what we've got for now. We've got our main div, and then I went ahead and set up the 5 sections. Header, menu, content, ads, and a footer. So all 5 parts. But this is something different. You know, the other thing I realized is that the header section spans the entire width of the screen, and the footer section spans the entire width of the screen. And menu, and you know, I think that's what he was highlighting, Topher was highlighting in the thing, is the trick is the equal height columns, the right and the left of the context box. So we need to change how we have our grid columns and whatnot laid out. Here they've got 5 sets of 20%, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, and going 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 sideways. Our code isn't quite right. We're going to end up with a lopsided, not quite lopsided, but an oddly proportioned tic-tac-toe board. We're going to have 3 areas, a header section, but then we're going to have these 20% corner sections with the even height bars. Now we could do styling in those areas to make the same color, but I think it'd be better to have the 3 columns, 20%. God, how would I do that? Jesus. I think that's already set up the way it was. See, let's uncomment it. Save, save, save. Here's this, refresh, boom. Now I just need to tell it where to start and where to sit. Toasty, instead of solid, dotted or dashed. Well, yeah, dotted and dashed are fun. We can do dotted. Dotted, and we'll do red. Mix it up. Save, 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 save. Refresh. Ta-da. Be-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. I was hoping, I was on the hunt for those lines breaking up the grids. What to do? What to do? Span 3 to 5. Well, what happens if I do header? Background color. Red. Aha, it worked. Deal with it. Gers, deal with it. So let's do that across the board. Here. Copy, copy, copy. Alright, so that's within main. Main is set to go. Now I think I need to identify each individual box. I should probably tell it the size of the window, maybe, or give each one its own border as well. Let's take this, copy. Let's do black here. Save, 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 and refresh. Aha! Yes! Beautiful. Good, good. Now, there's more to this. There's a lot more involved. We're gonna need to juggle, I think. Maybe we're gonna have to bring flex into this. Will we need to bring flex into this, or can we do it with just grid? I don't know. Let's continue on. Forging ahead. So, we don't actually really need a color per se. let's comment that out for now. Save, refresh. Yeah, good enough, good enough. Let's take this. Copy. We have header and menu. And the other one, content. As well as the ads, which I think is just singular.add. We should have done ads for plural. I'm going to change it to ads, not just one ad. I think ads is more applicable. Let's save that though. Stumbling through this, gonna stumble all the way. Okay, good. Toasty, they're either shadows or borders, but for sure on the children themselves. That makes sense. We were looking at we were inspecting them, and I noticed the shadow stuff down here. Box shadows. See, Toasty's good. Toasty knows what's up. Yeah, as I was inspecting each one, I was noticing there was this down here. Cool. So, mystery solved, and as we also figured it out over here, good times. Last one, footer, right. Feet are important. Now, save, and we're refreshing. Ta-da, beep-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Now, what to do? I need to shift header into something. I want header to span. Let's go back. Column start 3. Right? Header. Grid. Column. Start. Damn. 3. No. 2. Save. Refresh. It worked. Oh, this is gonna be great. Okay, let's continue on. Oh, this is gonna be fantastic. I remember how much I love CSS Grid CSS Grid and Flexbox. Okay. So this shouldn't be too terrible. We have that, and now we want the following to occur. Menu should be column row 2, column 1. Row 2, column 1. It's like playing chess. This is great. Row something? What now? Grid column. Grid column start 1. And my spidey senses tell me grid row. Where's grid row start? Grid row start. Ooh. Save. Refresh. Yes, it's working. It's working. Deal with it, America. Now, let's see what to do from here. Content. Similar song and dance. but instead we want grid column 2 and row 2. Oh my god, it's amazing. CSS Grid is the tool of the gods. It's just so fantastic. Okay, so from here, we're just gonna shimmy this over one. Start 3. Save. Wait a second. Why is there a stray foot all the way up here? Oh, right, because everything else is being put in its place. But now, this is the fun part, where footer gets placed. Copy. Where are we putting it? Ah, right, down here, totally blanked. You know, should we specify grid row 1? I feel like it's not necessary up here, because it's the first one. My concern is that even though it isn't necessary, more of just the consistency on how it's written, I don't know if that will be comforting to others, seeing that they all have a grid column and a grid row referenced in the code. To me personally, knowing that even though it's not needed, but just like the format of how it's written, I kind of like the consistency. Does that make it wrong? Maybe I'm insane. Is that too, like, overly engineered? I know it's kind of a basic thing, but yeah, I'm crazy. I'm just concerned that there's always going to be a programmer that's like, you could have written that shorter or differently where it's less or that's not as efficient. I just don't know how much turmoil this will cause. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I'm probably overthinking it. Let's focus on footer. So footer will be start column 2 and row 3. Save. Refresh. Aha! It works! Now, what should I tell them the width is? Shouldn't it be tied to the window itself? See, why is the width of main maxed out, but the height isn't? Isn't that a little odd? I wonder what else it could be. You know, we dealt with this in the last project. We had to tell it to look, it was like window and auto or something changed. We can open up our last project and see what it is to maximize the height. Although even though we want to auto fill as large as possible, we also need to be mindful to set a breakpoint for when it gets too small. So there's a balance there. There's the two. We need it to be as big as possible, always, but there is that hard breakpoint, especially for like the for mobile environments utilizing media queries. For when it gets too small, it shifts the content around. Toasty. It looks really manual right now. I don't type grid. Oh, I don't use display grid myself. Well, noted. If you are interested in learning about grid, Grid Garden is freaking amazing. Flexbox Froggy down here and CSS Grid Garden are amazing. They are probably some of my favorite activities that I've encountered over the entire year. So yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. What are we looking for? We are now continuing on to this. So, I wanted to look at my old, let's save this, and let's open up my old project. File. Open. Documents. Mouse position. ESS, I believe. Height 100%. Margin 0. For the HTML and body. Copy. Because it's my code, so I can copy it. Yeah, look at that. Not for main, but for up here. Paste and save. Refresh again. Boom. Although, why the deuce is that not at 100%? Huh. Maybe it's tied strictly to the content. Well, that's not tied strictly to the content. Toasty, you can also specify grid, column, row, end for spans. That's true. So I can, which I need to do. You're right, I need to do that because I need to make header go all the way across. Menu needs to live within inside. All three middle columns need to live inside the header footer area. So there was, they had some really shorthand ways of writing it towards the end, which I kind of want to jump towards. Grid template rows, the top 50, the grid column 1 through 6, rows 5 through 6, blah blah blah. Maybe that was it. Let's go back to 26. We'll do grid column for that, for header and footer. And we only need to reference the single row. We don't even have to reference the row for header, but I'd like to. Just to have the consistency of having the grid row start option available. Here though, and I believe we have to go past its exclusive. You can kind of tell over here on Grid Garden, it says 1 to 6, but there's currently only 5 rows of carrots, so we'll need to overshoot. Grid column. 1, the beginning is inclusive, but the ending is exclusive. 1, 2, 4, because we only have 3 columns. See, we've got a 20% on the left, 60% in the middle, and 20%, and then same song and dance for the rows. 20% up top, 60% in the middle, 20% in the bottom. So we have this 60% by 60% content window that we are focusing on. Roughly. I think. I'm really not too sure because that, my concern is that this is expanded past that 60% mark. Maybe I'm writing this too literal. Anywho, let's go back. So grid column, there's this. Let's also change the background to blue. Blue. And let's also do, we're going to do 2 in the meantime just to highlight the difference. So save. Refresh. So 2 takes up just this column, right? But if we do 1 to 4, it will span columns 1 to 3. 1 is inclusive, so it counts column 1, but it doesn't count 4, so it'll go to 3. Save. Refresh. Fingers crossed. Ta-da! Beep-a-dee-dee-dee-dee. Toasty 1 to 4. Oh, yes, see? Look, we'll do 3 even to show. Yeah, it was a long, again, seriously, I swear, if there's anything you do within the next year for learning from a crazy person who's struggled to learn all this stuff for the last year, I cannot recommend anything higher than Flexbox Froggy and Grid Garden. Your life will be better for it, Toasty. Your life will be better for it. I swear, it's fantastic. They're micro lessons, and they're so much fun. They're so much fun. And the last levels, kind of hard. I think the last levels for Flexbox Froggy were harder than Grid Garden. Grid is... It's interesting because of the notation for how it's written and trying to juggle like the shorthand versions of this kind of stuff, but it's so fantastic. It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyways, here, 1 through 3, save. Since the stop point is exclusive, it'll be the point before. So it only covers columns 1 and 2, right? Ta-da! Beep-dee-dee-dee-dee. 1 and 4. What are we looking for? We also want footer to share the same thing. Grid column, copy, footer, 1 to 4. We need to do anything in the middle. I don't think so. Save. We do need to give it a color. And we can also give it blue. We can also make it blue. Good times. Obviously, we need to center our font, but we'll tackle that bridge later. So, what to do? We have this. I really thought that would have stretched out the window, but I suppose because we've told it will be 60% of something, it will do that. Kind of strange. Part of me also wants to make everything else in H1, not the different H1, 5, 2, 4, and all of that. H1, 1. You get a 1, and you get a 1. Everybody gets a 1. Dee 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 la da 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 do do dee 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 dee. Save. Okay, that's a little bit better. That blue is like, oh my god, really hard to look at. Hold on. Like nauseating for me on my screen. It's just so vivid. It's tripping my eyes out with the black header and footer font. I'm gonna start vomiting. Let's do light blue. Can I just do light blue like that? Does it work that way? Is there internet on computers? Light blue. Save. Save. That's better. Okay. So, and then we can do... Can we do light red? I don't think I've ever heard anyone reference light red before. Sounds kind of sad. Oh, wow, that's totally not what we were looking for. That's the borders. And that's not going to change anyone's day. We want to get rid of the color comment. Light red. Yeah, they're pissed. Red. Something? Hey, Cecil. Are you using H tags for size? Not now. I'm using them as a quick fix for, yes, large font, but it's just a placeholder. We'll eventually clean that noise up in the meantime. Because again, we're going to kind of slightly style it a little bit better, closer to this. But for the meantime, just kind of, we're putting pins in things. This is the growth period right now, where everything's stretching out and breaking and kind of falling into place. I don't know how to do like a light dark red. I know what I can do. Let's save. And save. Refresh. And here we will do the inspect console. Deep, 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 deep. Clicking on you. And then we change the background color. Ta-da! With the color picker. Yeah, that's better. Deep, deep, deep. 50% red. That's the color we want. Same with this color. Over here. Where is its color, though? Shouldn't there be a whole style bit? Adds black. What the deuce? Oh, hold on. I need to drag that color over before I change anything. That's what it was. Black. Copy. Paste and paste. We figured it out. We figured it out. There's this. And fresh. Beautiful. Beautiful. All good. All good. So we've at least got that for now. We can just add in some generic content. I actually, as a quick fix, gonna take this from Topher's example. I don't think we've really pulled anything from Topher's. Well, I mean, we have referenced stuff from his instructions before, so I guess this isn't too different. But we are going to specifically pull this in the meantime. Alright, so this will end up content div paragraph. Ta-da! Be-diddly-dee-dee-dee. That's super weird. Where do we want to put... We're gonna do a break. Can I do a break in the middle of a paragraph element? Or do I have to end a paragraph element, do a break? and then another paragraph element. I'm pretty sure that's the right answer. I don't think I can just drop a break in the middle of it. That seems really messy and dumb. Copy. Cut. Let's see. Copy that. Let's paste this here. Drop that down. I'll even indent it. And then we'll set up another beginning paragraph to capture all of this. Okay. That's a little bit better. I think. I'm not sure. This is just... all of this is so questionable. Wow. Why is it that far over? Not even gonna ask. Save. Refresh. Okay, it's working. It's working. I also want to do the font. Hey, McGreenberg. Good to see you still going at it. You can use break slash inside paragraphs. Really? You should also use header, footer, aside, section, and article instead of divs. Fascinating. I can use those elements as a thing? I don't have to just do divs? I had no idea. Well, let's look at that. Header, you say? Oh my god, it's got its own little things and it works. Okay, cool. But wait a second, what happens for the CSS? We've got our class header. Oh, we just get rid of the dot and turn it into a thing because it's an element now. Wow, cool, mind blown. Alright, okay, we'll be that guy. We'll make that quick little change. That quick, big change. Best kind of changes. Yeah, look at that. Give me some of that in my life. Okay, cool. So, well, let's piece this together. So, header, footer we can do at the bottom. That. Hashtag foot life. Okay, we're getting ridiculous. We gotta kick it down a notch. No one's doing hashtag foot life on Twitter, Snapchat, or Instagram. It'd be a dark future that no one wants to live in. Okay, so foot crisis averted. Then what? We had different ones. Header, footer, aside, section, and article. What's the aside? Would the aside be the add section? I feel like section would be the menu section. No? I think it would be. My spidey senses tell me, which they aren't the best spidey senses. They're just more of sensitive to fear and doom. Agreement. Hey, Mr. Demon Wolf. What about feet? We are reflecting on the footer section. So yeah, good. Section is section is content. I figured article would have been content. So which portion would menu be? If section is content, It can be both? Okay, well then whose article? What do I do with article? Menu would be aside. We've got ads. Header. Aside. Cool. Article is anything on your page that can be taken out of context and works on its own. I don't think I have that, although for simplicity, I kind of want to put add as aside. McCreenberg. So, like, you can use it to wrap the ad. It's up to you how you choose to use them. I think I'm gonna use, although aside could be used for both menu and ad, for simplicity for me, since I broke them into 5 different sections, and the fact that I'm using grid to specify 2 different areas, splitting them, menu, grid 1, row 2, ads, column 3, row 2. I think there's also nav. I like that. Let's do that. Let's do nav for menu. Cool. Cool. Okay, then if that's the case, I wonder why header doesn't have a class, but aside does. Nav. Oh, that's more comforting. Nav doesn't have a class, which is nice. Cut. Section. Cut. Okay, there we go. We've got footer, section, nav, and header each doing their own thing. Greenberg, there's a bunch of tags in the HTML5 spec. See, select me. I haven't used them because I'm not really a FED, but they're just like divs with more specific names. Greenberg, they help search engines pick content and screen readers for disabled users. In terms of visual, it behaves like a div, correct? Mr. Demon Wolf, I use divs all the time mostly. Yeah, well, we had the entirely div-based setup going on, but now, let's see, menu would be nav. Content would be section. Ads would be aside. Footer, well, would be footer. Save, save, save. And refresh. Oh dear God, I broke my stuff. And the sadness sinks in. I was gonna ask, my only concern is, do these elements function like divs? Which might not be the case. Right? Did I miss something? Div main header nav. Oh, did I not change header? No, header nav section side and footer. Header nav section side and footer. Must have. Oh, I didn't save my HTML. There's the blue dot up top. There's a lack of saving going on. It was me. It was me. Rookie mistake. Save. Refresh. There we go. Crisis averted. Crisis averted. That was not good. I saved the changes in CSS, but not in HTML. Dear God. Thank God no mega corporate environment is letting me do this yet. Alright, so let's see. HTML, if I use divs all the time, toasty, fed, federal agent. Deselect me, fed, front end dev. Oh, front end development, okay. Greenberg, there are a few that have some specific behaviors, but most behave like divs. Gotcha. They have some basic styles that you should be aware of, like some padding and stuff. Did you not save your changes in CSS? Yeah, you missed a couple of classes. Okay, not. Mr. Demon Wolf not saving. Greenberg, do that all the time. Mr. Demon Wolf, me too. 10 out of 10 would hire this. Yeah, right. Dear God. Look at it. Well, we are getting, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I don't think we're far off. But we will need to test at some point how it spans, or how it's sized when when we move stuff. I don't know if we're looking for just percentage. I think there's a couple things at play here. Hold on. I think I need to reread the instructions for what exactly needs to happen. Greenberg, add like 15 pixel padding to the section. Okay, so it's not so lumped onto the sides and all over. We will make it prettier. I was just trying to lay the initial groundwork. Mr. Demon, could you make me a multi-million-dollar company website? Sure, I've got one prepped for you. It looks exactly like this. I'll sell it to you at a discounted price. Not sure how long your business will last with a website like this, but at least you can claim you have a website. Toasty, can you give header and footer, Toasty, can you give header and footer a fixed size and then let the middle row take the rest of it? I think I can. Yeah, all these sizing issues are starting to dawn on me, that there's some of them need to be active or dynamic. Yeah, some of the sizes need to be dynamic, like a percentage, and the others need to be fixed, like header and footer. That's why I was going to read through once more. The really tricky part of this is the equal height columns to the right and left of the box. In the past, developers might have used tables, faux columns, JavaScript positioning, and other methods to achieve the result. Most of these solutions, however, felt like hacks and workarounds, so for a very long time achieving this layout was quite frustrating. That is until our friend Flexbox and later Grid came to the party and changed everything. Specifications. Create a layout similar to the one in the image above, which includes a header, footer, and multiple equal height columns, at least 2. So header and footer we can and should fix. Menu and add, we have the option of fixing. Even the content window we could fix, but that's not really beneficial. Content window should spread based on the size of the screen and window and the height should also. So everything, content should be the only thing that's dynamically changing. Everything else should be fixed, as you guys mentioned. And then we'll end up having to set up that breakpoint for using media queries that ensures your layout is responsive on multiple mobile phones. Take a look at the example and try resizing your browser to see what happens when we moved it. Now, again, due to OBS and the window setups and configuration I've got, it's kind of a hassle to shimmy the window around easily. So I think I'm going to save that bit for moving them around for tomorrow. But in the meantime, yeah, let's establish the fixed perspectives or measurements for this stuff. Okay, cool. So, Mr. Demon Wolf. Yes, good. Sold. McGreenberg, yeah. Or Toasty, or menu and add. McGreenberg, header, comma, footer, height 100 pixels, div dot center, height, calculate 100 VH minus 2 pixels. McGreenberg, something like that. You can right click, go into the responsive design view. Toasty, of course you could do it with calc, but should be achievable with grid. Diesel, use dev tools, set it to mobile views, no need to resize browser. Oh, cool. Mr. Dean Wolf, I can say ever since you stopped. Wait, Mr. Dean Wolf, I can say ever since you stopped the other site, you've been growing better. Oh, yeah, since I've stopped the other tutorial sites. Yes. Code Wars and Free Code Camp and whatnot. Definitely. Yeah, these projects that Topher's hooked me up with have been just like so unbelievably helpful. It was basically like starting again. It was like a 9-month warm-up period, and this month and last month have just, they've been awesome as far as the coding aspect goes and the progress. I know it's still highly questionable and scary to look at, but the understanding and the skill set, I think, is definitely improved. Good time. Still a lot of room to grow. We've got a long road ahead of us. In the meantime, we are doing the pixely size stuff. What do we want to set these at? Regardless, I wonder how many pixels that is now. Let's do... What do you think that is? 100 pixels? Yeah, let's try 100 pixels. 100 pixels, followed by 100 pixels. Same song and dance down here. Oh, I love Grid Garden. So cool. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so we've got that and that. Now, the issue, though, is we need to do... Is it auto? I forget what it is in the middle portion. I think it's auto. We don't need Flexbox Froggy. We do need this, though. Was it Span? I can't even remember. Just kind of hopping through and around. Next. Next. It's a thing. I know we'll find it. We'll find it. 50%. See here. So that's 50%. We may be able to do auto. Repeat. Repeat was another cool thing that Grid Garden. See here. Set 3 columns, 100 pixels, 3 Ms, and 40% respectively. It accepts max content and minimum content. I think we want max and minimum content. I'm not even sure. We used a couple. That was 100 pixels, 3 Ms, and 20% of the window. I want auto, though. FR, right. I totally forget how FR works. Fractional. Oh, that's what it is. Fractional. Grid also introduced a new unit, the fractional FR. Each FR unit allocates 1 share of the available space. For example, if 2 elements are set to 1 FR and 3 FR respectively, the space is divided into 4 equal shares. The first element occupies 1/4, and the second element occupies the remaining 3/4 of the leftover space. Here, weeds make up the left 1/6 of your first row, and carrots remaining of the remaining 5/6 create 2 columns. So what we end up doing is here is 1 FR in the middle. And that means it will always be dynamically sized and changing for that. Oh, Grid Garden is so awesome. Seriously, anyone and everyone who hasn't done CSS Grid Garden or Flexbox Froggy, I know I'm a clueless beginner novice level dev, but dear God, out of my year-long journey so far, 330 plus days, these 2 things have truly been just astonishing. They're probably the most fun activities I've done and insightful. They're great. Your lives will be better, damn it. Go out and do these. From the same dude, Code Pip. It's a thing. Oh, and he's got another project coming. Project G. I don't even know what that is, but can't wait for it. Hell yeah. Good times. Closing out of that. Continuing on with the battle. Hey, Merched RS. Hey again. How are you doing? Hopefully your night/day is going well. Merched RS, how many hours do you stream? Please select me. He starts streaming at 12 a.m. consistently for like 20 plus minutes. That's true. Toasty. Mostly around an hour, although he says short streams and then goes deep into it. Yeah, that's true. We always try to do short streams. Never works out well. Oh, that site looks interesting. We're basically at the same level. Yes, except I'm terrible. Oh, I forgot to mention. Well, let's see. Mr. Demon Wolf, I love Flexbox Froggy. Made it fun to learn. That is true. Merch RS, you mentioned yesterday that you wanted to start, streaming your coding process. And I feel I was so focused on trying to set up the files. I felt bad yesterday after the stream. I felt like I totally glossed over your comment. You should totally start streaming. The coding community on Twitch is so awesome. There's so many viewers that are so helpful, like everyone in here. Toasty, C-Selectomy, Mr. Demon Wolf, especially Topher, who's provided these projects, but anyone and everyone else. I've had countless people come in and assist me over the year-long journey that I've done so far. Well, close to year-long journey. We're still 332 days deep, so we got another month or so to go, but we're getting there. But you should absolutely do it. It's fantastic, and yeah, that's all. That's the response that you deserved yesterday, Merged RS. Good times. It was bothering me all yesterday or all today. I'm not sure that we didn't say that last night. Any other fun tools? Ooh, fun tools. These were my favorite tools that I've experienced so far to learn with. Another kind of good free time activity is Code Wars. It's interesting, kind of more puzzle based, like quick little challenges. It is good. Code Wars is fun. Let's see, find Akata. We would do sort by most completed. No, what would we do? Yeah, I think we'd do most completed and then our level. Go to level 7 though. We're at the edge of 6, on the cusp of 5. Different challenges like trying to find the vowel count or sorting things even and odd. There's just little different day-to-day things. Jaden casing, right? Okay, so this one specifically, just to highlight the kind of different challenges. So Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, I think it's for Twitter, does everything he capitalizes the first letter of each word. So they'll give you a string. You have to set up your program or whatnot, your script to break down whatever it is. But they offer more than just JavaScript. They show all the different languages that you're able to solve the challenge in. So Code Wars is a good kind of fun site to tinker with if you're just looking for activities. As far as activities or sites, tools to learn from, CSS and Flexbox were the most fun. If you're just looking for the initial understanding and concept of a new language or something, Code Academy is still pretty good. Just for the initial lesson, going from 0 to square 1. After you've done square 1, the introductory course at Code Academy, everything will be covered at MDN. You can Google whatever you need, do your own projects, but that very initial spark is that kind of, it's still a good place just to get the ball rolling, or even to get the motivation to get the ball rolling for a new language as Code Academy, because they've got so many different free languages and free courses. But aside from that, it's doing the projects, as everyone told me for the first, 8 months. Do your own projects, which I never did. I jumped from one tutorial site to another, and was just kind of in a holding pattern for the majority of the year, until Topher set up these side projects for me to start chipping away at. But yeah, now we're 7 projects deep, and I think I've made more progress in the last month and a half than I have all year by going through this. What were we looking for? We had made a change. We had set stuff up. Ah, yes. The fixed sizes and the fractional variable. So let's look at ours. Let's... Good. Any other fun tools for, say, HTML, SQL, JavaScript? All 3 of those. Code Academy has classes for HTML, SQL, and JavaScript. But they really cover the basics. Honestly, the fact that you already have those 3 in mind probably means you're further ahead than what Code Academy can offer you unless you pay for their stuff, but I'm not sure how good their paid content is. I've only experienced their free content. And again, it's great for getting the ball rolling. But that's that. So, Greenberg, I know it's not really a tool, but I use Lynda a lot when starting out. Greenberg costs money, but it's worth it. Cecil for HTML, JavaScript, CSS. I guess there's JS Fiddle. JS Fiddle, got it. C-Selectomy, mostly just for testing concepts and snippets. I have access to Lynda. That's cool. Mr. Demol, funny thing, you can do the CSS to uppercase, or you can use CSS to do the uppercase thing. Well, yeah, I know that now. In fact, I think I did that for one of my projects. God, I can't remember. That tool came up, or an option came up in the last project or two to capitalize things. Oh, it was the random user generator. I was concerned because the information that was coming across through the API, the data was all lowercase. And I was thinking about displaying it, having the first letter of the first name and last name and username be capitalized. But then I decided to just keep it all lowercase and style it better. So yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing. Merch sounds awesome. Exactly like you jumping from tutorial to tutorial site. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. But yes, doing, and the projects, although Topher goes through and kind of specifies what to do, there's no, this is it. There's no step-by-step hand-holding, so I'm just left to the elements to survive on my own and figure it out from there. There are a couple links here and there occasionally, but these have been awesome projects. If you want, here is the link to Topher's projects that he set me up with. Copy, 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 copy. They're pasting this into Twitch chat. Where'd it go? Where's Twitch? There's Twitch. All we need to do is refresh our project page. I think we've kind of maybe reached the end of our journey. Let's find out, though. Come on. Really thinking about it. Loading, loading. You can do it. We can pause that noise. Dum-da-dum-da-dum-dum-dum. And paste. Boom. Greenberg, some things you should do: learn Sass or less, the CSS preprocessor, then learn some workflow development tools like Webpack, Gulp, Grunt. Mr. Demolf, would you mind a website review of a site that I just got ready for production? Wait, who? Yes, McGreenberg, that's a boss setup. He's like, Demon, you should just develop in production. Only way I do it. That's like me. Anyone can access this nonsense. I don't know who would want to come into this part of the internet, though, to see what I have to offer. It's a pretty scary, dark alley we're operating in. We made the changes. So, 100, 1 fractional, and 100 pixels. And again, for the rows, 100 pixels, 1 fractional, and 100 pixels again. Let's see what that nets us. Save, refresh. Ta-da. And now, toggle device toolbar. You guys weren't kidding. Holy shit, it works. Oh my god. That's so cool. Well, let's check out Topher's then, and wait. Am I gonna see behind the curtain? Am I allowed to do that in this? I'm very concerned about opening the developer tool on this. We've been using the honor system of not looking at the source code. No looking before the project's done, so I don't even want to inspect the elements. I don't know what to do. Wait, see if, I don't... Wait, yeah, Mr. Demon Wolf, if you need to send a link into chat, go for it. Do your thing. I didn't know if you were talking to me about reviewing something because I'm clueless, so I just figured you weren't even talking to me, but to one of the other far more clever people in chat. That made way more sense. What are we looking for? Good times, good times. Just close your eye. You can't do it. The earth will fracture and will fall inside if we look at the code behind the scenes for Topher's projects. AlanCrytex.github. Enjoy. Contact forms are fun. Let's open back up Twitch. Let's click on the link. We'll all view together the fine work of Mr. Demon Wolf. Archerist, think you'll ever do Java? Quite possibly. I'm really interested in tracking down any of the C languages. I know, like, C# and C++ and Java are slightly similar, I think, in functionality. It's just I think C is used for a lot of games, right? And I'm sort of curious and eventually heading towards that direction. But I'm not sure how that will go. Not quite. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with the languages. I'm totally clueless. Okay, merged. I don't know, McGreenberg, I have mixed feelings about Bootstrap, Mr. Demon Wolf. C# is better to start with than Java. He's like me. C++ like Java? No, not a good comparison. My bad. I don't know. I'm just piecing together word on the streets from down here in the ditches as I'm playing with my sticks of basic programming. I'm a programming caveman, damn it. Everything on the outside world is scary. For sure, I need Java anyway. Bootstrap is my baby. We've dabbled with Bootstrap. Free Code Camp had a section on Bootstrap, which was kind of fun. It was cool to see how it worked and whatnot. Also, I just realized we're here. Alan Fritex. Sure. This is pretty much what I've made here, right? I think we can all agree. Oh god, I have such a long ways to go. Dear god. Not me. Blah blah blah. Fun. You've got videos embedded and stuff. Is homework? What about examples? Oh, it brings us down to the section. Contact. Cool. Okay, so it's there. It's happening. It's happening. Okay. Good times. All right. Let's see. be honest, my setup is crazy. Merch, dude, keep up streaming. Definitely, definitely. Mr. Demon Wolf, keep it. You'll make it. Just takes a lot of hard work. That is for damn sure. Okay, so we've got this. I'm not sure how much more I'm planning. We can get rid of the mouse position portion. I think we can actually get rid of the JavaScript section as well. Not seeing a need for that. And then we've got this. Cool. So save, save, save. Save, save, save. Refresh. We can close out of Grid Garden and Flexbox. Honestly, I think just for where we're at, I think we might call it a night here. We got a fractional portion to work. Let's close out of this and see, and it moves and it maintains. So we'll go back. So let's open inspect. Ta-da! It shimmies. Oh, you know what? Who was it? They asked for us to add some padding to content so it was less painful to look at, and I totally agree. It was it Toasty? Dee 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 dee. It was McGreenberg. Alright, okay, we'll add in padding. We will add in padding. And that's it? 15 pixels? That should be... Toasty, I never asked for padding. Form follows function, right? We can do padding. I was gonna just add... I was gonna save all the polish for another day. We'll do padding now. We'll save all the polish for another day. So for content, which would be section, padding, 15 pixels, 1M, 1.5 Ms. That'll be good. Save, refresh. Ta-da! Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead, commit, and push all this nonsense to GitHub. Let's land this bird and get the f out of here. We can all go to sleep and move on with our lives. Now, if I was wanting to send something to GitHub, what would I do first? We would open up GitHub. That way people can see what the hell is going on. GitHub for life. Motherfuckers. Yeah, good. That's hot. Love it. Give me some GitHub. And now let's open up the GitHub desktop on our end. Oh god. Mr. Demon will git add, git commit, and stuff. Push. We're not that cool yet. I have to use the desktop app. Mainly because terminal is scary. And it frightens me. It's all the black and green and it's like looking into the depths of hell. Terminal is wrong. Even its name is... No. Terminal is bad. Mr. Demon Wolf, him plus terminal equals breaks everything. Yeah, it's just... nope, not happening. That's for the after the year mark. That's not a before the year mark thing. It looks cool. It looks bitchin'. I feel like all those moments where they show programming or hacking in TV and movies, but no, The reality of the situation is horrifying. Terminal is for winners, and I'm not at that level yet. Let's see. What did I actually do today? Today, what did the historians need to know 100 years from now? What happened? We've got about 1/20th of a tweet's worth of text to work with here. Summary. I did CSS stuff. Oh, CSS grid. Added grid stuff. Oh, that's it. That's all I did. Added grid stuff. Cool. They're gonna know that I'm talking about CSS, right? When I say grid. Well, the other thing is that I typed GERD. What the fuck is GERD? It's late. Thank God we're ending this. GERD stuff. That would have really confused the historians 100 years from now as they look back on this. My God. They would have had to open up the dictionary and Google what the hell is GERD. And they would have stumbled across some horrifying subreddit. The GERD subreddit. Oh my God. And we're slipping into delirium because now we're just laughing at all of our own stupid jokes. Let's commit this to the master and just end this. Oh my God. This is just awful. We're totally losing it. Delirious Steven is the best Steven, but it's also the most unstable form. Repositories and quest for the Holy Grail. Good. 33 seconds ago. Everything's golden. Let's see, we've got some last couple comments before we close out, reflect on the thoughts of those in chat. Toasty. Judo. You go, sure, Mr. Demon Wolf. You feel like a hacker with the terminal? Toasty, GERD stuff. Toasty. Yeah, I remember the last stream I learned to use GERD. Mr. Demon Wolf, at least your GitHub is green. Greenberg, yay for green GitHub. Is green GitHub good? Is that a thing? Which part of my GitHub is green? I'm not even sure which part. Back. Must be the stuff below. No? Who knows? Yay for green GitHub. That's the dream. You select me, let's stay up late and continue at the poopy cast. Miss Gmold, you wanna see green GitHub from a god? GitHub dev browser for the greenest GitHub profile ever. So green it smells like money. We're talking about the profile commit squares. Oh, in the stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. Yes, lots of change. GitHub commit browser. I click the link. I'm looking at it on my phone, Mr. Demon Wolf. I'm looking at it on my phone. Tech entrepreneur, Cray Nation. Fascinating. Activity. Alright. His GitHub is my dream. McGreenwood, they turned orange on Halloween. That's right. They did turn. I think I did for my Halloween stream. I think that was the thumbnail. Was the Halloween theme of the orange GitHub like calendar or whatever. But anyways, cool story, Steven. Good times. Let's land this. We're falling apart. Back into OBS. All right. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who stopped by to view the stream and or assist. Any and all help is greatly appreciated. Today we had... Holy hell. Today we had McGreenberg, Toasty, C-Select Me, Mr. Demon Wolf, Merched RS, And I think that was it. Yeah, all you cats. Way cool. Also, to anyone else who may have accidentally stumbled in here to view the stream, thank you very much. Any and all views are greatly appreciated. Day 332 comes to an end, but the adventure continues tomorrow with day 333. Oh, how cool is that? It's 3 3s. No? No one else cares? Yeah, that's okay. I care. Day 333 of the year of streaming and learning to code. In the meantime, we are stopping the stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.